Good morning, YouTube family. This is K Steps with Undiluted TV, and I'm here with another episode. Before we get started, because this is breaking news for me, and it may be breaking news for you guys as well, because I haven't heard a whole lot about it. But before we get started, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that bell notification so you can be notified when we upload new content. Please comment in the description box, but again, keep the comments respectful. I've had a whole lot of comments that have absolutely nothing to do with the video and the content. So let's talk about the content. Let's have conversations and intelligent adult discussions about the content and about what's going on, and not about other stuff that doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. Like whether or not I have a cold and that kind of stuff. Because I do have a cold, and I've been telling you guys that for a minute now. Anyway, please comment, but keep them respectful. Please support the channel if you feel led to do so. And let's get right into this. First, I've got a bit of a clip that I'd like for you to hear. And a little bit of a backstory is there was a gentleman and his wife that had a situation at an IHOP in Marietta, Georgia, Sunday night on March the 31st, on a Sunday night, and they had a situation, and it has been reduced to being something about bacon, but it had absolutely nothing to do with bacon. It was about some real bad customer service from what I'm gathering, from what I've read and from what I've heard. It was about some real bad customer service, and it was about a customer that asked for names and numbers and asked for the number to corporate office, and the police was called on the customer. So what you're about to hear now is an impromptu press conference by the attorney of the male customer, the black man that was beaten and arrested in the IHOP.
For being here. My name is Sarah Flack, and I represent Mr. Renaldo Lewis. I spent a good amount of time with him this morning right over here at the Cobb County Jail, where he has been incarcerated since Saturday night, early morning into Sunday, for an incident that happened at an IHOP here in Marietta. We are here today because for the past 72 hours, the Marietta Police Department, the media have discussed this case. The case has gone viral. The video, we've all seen it at this point. And what has been said about Mr. Lewis is false. And so we are here today to tell you guys and to tell the community about who Mr. Lewis is, and to demand two things. Today you're going to hear from me. I'm going to speak a little bit, and then you're going to hear from two people. You're going to hear from Liz Toledo. She was the witness who was present at the IHOP on Saturday and who actually videoed the incident that happened. And then you're also going to hear from Ms. Franklin, who is Mr. Lewis's beloved wife of almost 10 years. They've been together almost 20 years. They both live here in Marietta, have done so for a very long time. Mr. Lewis is a business owner. He owns RC Southern Cooking in Marietta. Ms. Franklin owns a business, has been here for many years, and was at the IHOP on Saturday night after celebrating a family member's birthday party. They stopped in to get some food, and there was a customer service dispute, something that has happened to, I'm sure, all of us. And in that dispute, they being my client and his wife, requested corporate's phone number. So I want to clear something up right now. You guys may have heard Marietta Police has said that this case is about bacon. This case has nothing to do with bacon. And honestly, that insinuation to reduce what happened, the assault, the attack on my client to bacon, is inflammatory, it's discriminatory, and it's offensive. Most importantly, it's false. They requested corporate's phone number, and at some point, the manager contacts At least our understanding is that he contacts the police department and they show up, and you will hear from the witness, Ms. Liz, who will speak in a minute, how the second they walked in, they came in essentially guns blazing with the proverbial on a high horse, yelling, screaming, looking at my client, automatically assuming he's up to no good, because they don't know that this is a community member, a business owner, a father, a loving husband. And almost immediately, they assume, apparently they were there because somebody said that he had made threats. I haven't heard from anybody who has said he has made any threats other than the police. Nonetheless, they don't pat him down, even though they were allegedly scared. Apparently, he had made gestures to a gun. They're there for about 3 minutes, aren't seemingly scared. And at some point, you see in the video, my client, they ask for his ID. He goes to his ID, and then he kind of looks over because he hears the police getting louder with his wife, and he's concerned for her. He's her protector. He loves her, and he turns around. And at that point, you see in the video, my client gets slammed against the glass so hard that some of the witnesses thought the glass was going to break. And then you see what the Marietta Police Department has categorized as a wrestling match, or a wrestle. And I want to clear something up about that too. Nothing about what happened to my client was a wrestling match, okay? It was a mob-style attack by 5 or 6 officers on top of this one man. And he's tased, he's punched, he's kicked. They knocked his tooth out. In fact, this morning, we took photographs of it. His tooth is completely knocked out. His eyes are still completely bloodshot. This was not a wrestling match. This was an attack by 5 or 6 officers on this one man. And you hear, and Liz will tell you more, he never at any point threatens anybody's life. He never resists arrest. He's in pain. And he's tased. And he's injured. And he's arrested. And nonetheless, he sits in this jail, as he has for 3 days without bond, and will apparently sit here until April 22nd without bond. And he's presumed innocent. He's got a business. He's got employees. He's got a family. But apparently, our system thinks that he is so much of a threat, so much of a danger, that he's got to sit in the Cobb County Jail for almost a month. And so,
that was Sarah Flack, and she is the attorney for Renaldo Lewis. Excuse me, the gentleman who had this altercation with the police in a Marietta IHOP, and forgive me, I gave the wrong date. It was actually, well, it was the early morning of March 31st. That's because it was after 12 that Saturday night when the police were actually called by the IHOP employee, and this whole thing proceeded to go down. Now, I want to read some more information, give you some more information on what happened. But that was his attorney, Renaldo Lewis. That was his attorney, Sarah Flack. Okay, now I'm coming to you with an article from AGC.com, and this is out of Atlanta, by Crystal Dixon, April 1st, 2019. Marietta PD investigating video of cop punching man on floor at IHOP. Marietta police will investigate an incident involving officers allegedly using excessive force during the arrest of a man at IHOP, the department said Monday. An Instagram video posted by user, and it's got the user's handle, you can read that for yourself, alleges her family member was brutally harmed by a Marietta police officer during an altercation just after midnight Saturday at the restaurant at 179 Cobb Parkway North. The department on Monday released its version of the events. They say began with officers responding to a call for a man making threats and gestures like he had a gun. Lord, here we go again. At the restaurant. The video is unintentionally missing the beginning of the incident, the agency said Monday on its Facebook page. We want the public to know that like any use of force incident, we will fully investigate the physical action shown on the video. Marietta police said officers arrived at the restaurant at 12:48 a.m. and the suspect, identified as 39-year-old Renaldo Lewis of Marietta, and his wife became agitated during questioning. Police said Lewis's wife was demanding IHOP employees' names and telephone numbers because she was upset they didn't get bacon. Here we go with their meal. The officer attempted to explain why he was there, but the suspect's wife repeatedly stated loudly that no threats were made and then circled back to her request for names and phone numbers, police said. The fact that a suspect or one of their family members states to police nothing happened does not negate the need for officers to investigate an allegation of a crime. What crime? In the Instagram video, Lewis and his wife repeatedly tell officers no threat was made. One officer grabs Lewis and he responded by telling the cop, "Please don't grab me, sir." The police officer let go of Lewis and tells him, "I need you to understand that he and other officers were at the restaurant to investigate the complaint." The officer asks Lewis to sit down and he refuses by saying, "I don't want to sit down." The police pushes Lewis against the wall and tries to place him in handcuffs. A woman can be seen heard on camera telling Lewis to let them do what they are going to do. 3 officers are seen struggling with Lewis, who said, "I'm not resisting." The video shows Lewis breaking free and the officers once again trying to restrain him. The scene descends into chaos as Lewis's wife tries to get him to comply with the officers, continue to wrestle with him. "They're going to shoot him for eating pancakes at IHOP," said a woman who can be heard on video. According to an incident report released by Marietta police, Lewis started an altercation when he struck several officers with fist and foot and continued assaulting officers during his resistance. They call it a wrestling match. During the wrestling match, Lewis grabbed at a female officer by the neck and tried to strangle her, the department said on Facebook. An officer used a taser and the cops got Lewis to the ground. An officer is then seen on the video using what Marietta police described as a series of short strike punches on Lewis while he's on the floor. That action drew cries from 2 women who asked officers not to strike Lewis or to use force. Lewis is heard on the ground saying, "I can't breathe." Once in handcuffs, Lewis was taken outside and transported to an area hospital for evaluation. Lewis's wife is heard asking officers, "Why did y'all do that to him?" The officer responds by stating Lewis resisted arrest and allegedly grabbed my gun. A claim the wife and woman filming the incident deny in the video. Lewis was charged with public drunk, misdemeanor obstruction, felony obstruction, and aggravated assault on an officer. He was being held at Cobb County Jail Monday afternoon without bond. While the video may seem shocking to some, we are very proud that all officers used only the force necessary to place Mr. Lewis in handcuffs, meaning they didn't kill him. That's what it meant. They didn't kill him. Marietta police spokesman Chuck McPhillamy said the officer seen on video striking Lewis has not been placed on administrative leave, as the use of short strike punches did not appear to violate the agency's guidelines. He also said officers struggled with Lewis for 90 seconds and were only able to place him in handcuffs when he brought his arm up after receiving the punches. Only the force necessary to get him in handcuffs was used, McPhillamy said. The police spokesman said the department has not received a formal complaint from the family. Officers will review security cameras inside IHOP to determine if Lewis made threats before police were called to the restaurant. It will also investigate whether the officers' actions were in compliance with departmental policies. Okay, so apparently, like she states in the press conference, they went in that Saturday a little after 12. The customer service was not up to their liking, so they asked for names and telephone numbers and the number to corporate headquarters, and then the staff proceeded to call the police, and it just went downhill from there. I've got another article that I want to read you. And this is coming out of www.delish.com. An IHOP customer was brutally beaten by police after an alleged bacon dispute. See, that's what they're reporting. Everybody's reporting that this was about bacon. This has nothing to do with bacon. And when you use the link, because I will link the full press conference, the video to the full press conference in the description box. And when you go to listen to the full press conference from his attorney, Sarah Flack, you will understand that this had nothing to do about bacon. There was another customer in the IHOP at the time that had a complaint about something to do with bacon and their meal. But this gentleman, Renaldo Lewis, had nothing to do with bacon. It was not about bacon. The man's wife claims he doesn't even eat pork. This is from Megan Sletstiger, April 4th, 2019. Earlier this week, 39-year-old Renaldo Lewis was arrested for allegedly threatening staff and fellow patrons at a local IHOP. According to the Marietta Police Department, Lewis became agitated and threatened to kill everyone inside over a bacon-related issue. However, the incident has since ignited a conversation on police force and brutality. Marietta Police said it's about bacon, Lewis attorney Sarah Flack said in a press conference. This case has nothing to do with bacon. Reducing it to bacon is inflammatory, discriminatory, and offensive. Okay, so what actually happened? If it's not about the bacon, what is it about? Not only did Flack claim her client never resisted, she called the arrest a mob-style attack of 5 officers on one man and is requesting for the charges to be dropped. Lewis was reportedly teased, punched, and kicked by the arresting officers. According to 11 Alive, Flack is also pushing for an investigation into the Marietta PD and for IHOP to issue an apology. His wife, LaBreeze Franklin Lewis, summed up the incident as a misunderstanding and claimed her husband doesn't even eat pork. A fellow diner offered her own defense. He was not resisting arrest, not threatening anybody. Liz Toledo told the outlet. At that point, they tased him and started punching him and started punching his face. His hands were already behind his back. However, the Marietta Police Department has continued to defend their actions, of course. Dispatchers have advised officers that an employee from IHOP called 911 and stated a customer had made threats, including gesturing like the suspect had a gun. It's always about a gun with black folks. That's how they can always try to catch you up. Somebody always lies and makes the insinuation that you were trying to act like you had a gun. Anyway, excuse me. The PD wrote on Facebook, according to their account of events, the couple became increasingly hostile. The moment the officer attempted to detain the suspect in handcuffs, the entire situation changed and became a wrestling match. Lewis is reportedly being held without bond on charges of public drunkenness, obstruction, hindering an investigation, and aggravated assault of an officer. Meanwhile, an internal investigation at the Marietta PD is underway to ensure all actions were appropriate and within policy guidelines. So, once again, we have the case of excuse me, and before I say this, let me make this clear. All white people are not wrong. All white people are not bad. All white people are not racist. All white people don't subscribe to white supremacy. All white people are not white supremacists. You know, I'm not generalizing for all white people. I'm just stating facts. And here is another situation where we have white folk calling 911 on black people like they're so afraid of black people. And the first thing that they want to come out with is that they're afraid because this vicious, violent black man is making threats, and he's acting like, or he has said he has a gun or whatever. So we're justified in calling 911. The police rush in, and automatically this black man is seen as doing something wrong. Automatically. So this man has been slammed up against a glass, a window at the IHOP, beaten by police, tased, tooth knocked out, because the employees didn't want to give over corporate's number. If you right and you've been threatened and this person has just, you know, been whatever, just give them corporate's telephone number and send them on their way. But no, secretly you got to run and you got to call 911, and because this is a black man. And he's so vicious and so violent. And why is this man not allowed to have a bond? So this man has to sit in jail for basically a month with no bond. And then everybody has the nerve. I gotta throw this in here. Then everybody has the nerve to try to act like we're crazy or we're conspiracy theorists when we know for a fact that this man can't get a bond. But Eric Holder, who has been seen on video viciously murdering Nipsey Hussle, can not only get a bond, but then go to court with his lawyer and get his bond reduced. And this man here can't even get a bond. This man owns a business. This man has a family to take care of, but he has to sit in jail with no bond. And again, like I said in other videos, they try to act like we're just irrational. We're just irrational, violent people. You know, we have no understanding of anything. So they're trying to reduce this to somebody being that irrational and that upset about some freaking bacon. About some bacon. So this man who has a business to run, a business owner in Marietta, a man who paying taxes, being a productive member of society. This man who has a business to run, a family to take care of, is now sitting in jail after being beaten, and everybody wants to try to reduce it to something about bacon with no bond. Still hasn't proven that he threatened anybody. Still haven't proven that he said anything about a gun or made any kind of gestures or suggestions that he had a gun. None of that has been proven. And for the folks coming in the comments with this, well, he just should have done this and he just should have done that. No, we're tired. Do you not get it, white America? We are tired. We are tired of the foolishness. We are tired of being treated different. We are tired of things not being equal and fair across the board. We are tired of white folks sneaking around in secret calling 911 on us like we vicious animals. And you heard what the police department said. They're proud that only the necessary use of force was needed, was used. Basically what they're saying is he better be glad he ain't dead. Because again, don't too many black men walk away from a situation like this, an encounter with the police without being dead. But they at least got to be beat. And I'm sorry, it don't take 5 or 6 police officers on one man with tasers to punch him and beat him to the point where his tooth is knocked out. It don't take all of that. But of course, the links to these articles will be in the description box. The link to the video that you can listen to and hear the whole the whole press conference. You can hear Sarah finish talking. You can hear from his wife, and you can also hear from Liz Toledo, the witness and the person that videoed the whole thing. You can hear what everybody has to say. So that link will be in the description box. I just wanted to bring you this and let you know it just continues. It never stops. So black folks understand. When you go in a business now as a customer and you're not satisfied with the customer service and you ask for names and numbers to headquarters and corporate offices and all of that, understand there's a possibility that somebody might sneak back in the office and call 911 on you. And when you know anything, you're faced with looking at the police like you did something wrong because they've gone and called 911 and told the police that you threatening folks and you hostile and they scared and all this. So be warned. Be warned that you can't even expect to be treated like you're supposed to be treated in a place of business where you're spending your money, where you are the customer. And if you complain about anything, there's the possibility that somebody might slip and call 911 on you. I think there have been some other instances with IHOP and Starbucks and and all of this over the past 3 or 4 years with black customers just being treated different. Police being called on them for no reason. So, this is what we're dealing with in America. This is what we've always dealt with. But now this is another level. Now you can't even expect the right kind of customer service. And if you don't get it, don't complain. Just leave. Don't ask for anybody's name. Don't ask for numbers to corporate office or headquarters or whatever so you can put in a formal complaint. Don't do that. Just leave. Because as soon as you start complaining, there's always the possibility that somebody's going to slip off and call 911 on you. And the next thing you know, you got police coming in, looking at you like you done something wrong to somebody. And you might find yourself in this gentleman's position. So, let's get it together, folks. This is ridiculous. Let's get it together. This is above and beyond. This is above and beyond. But these kind of fake 911 calls have caused people to lose their lives. They're causing all kinds of trouble. But again, all this information will be linked in the description box. So you can read these articles. You can listen to. I'm just so disgusted. I'm just so, and then to try to reduce it to somebody just being irrational and threatening and just violent over bacon. See, they keep insulting our intelligence. But yeah, guys, that's it. Subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. Like, comment down below. But again, keep your comments respectful and keep them about the content. Support the channel. The link for that will also be there too. And I just, at this point, I don't know what to say. At this point, I wonder if there's any hope whatsoever for America. I really do at this point. When you can't even go into a place of business where you're the customer and you intend to spend your money and complain about the service that you got, about the customer service that you got, ask for numbers to corporate or headquarters or whatever, and the next thing you know, you on the ground being tased and arrested. All right, guys. See y'all soon. I'll bring you another one real soon. Have a good day. Here's the video of the incident, guys. See you soon.
Okay, well, don't holler at me like that. You can go talk to her. Okay, well, I'm going to talk to her, but you're not going to holler at me like that.
Now. Yelling if you're going to stop the cop.
Okay, but you're not going to holler at me like that.
Okay, well, we're
I'm a man just like you a man.
Right, so you need to wait.
If you yell at me, I'm going to yell back. He's not cooperating with me. I'm not done yet.
But you disrespected him. But no, wait a minute, but you disrespected him. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You just hollered at him.
Stop talking.
You just hollered at him.
I did holler.
Okay, that's why.
I'm in the middle of it. I'm not done
Screamed at him.
Why do you got to
Because
talk about
why
ID?
did you scream at him like that?
Will you let me finish?
Will you let me finish so you can hear the whole? Will you let me finish so you can hear the whole conversation?
He's still hollering though.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Why? Ain't nobody do nothing.
Why y'all doing that?
Ain't nobody do nothing.
He didn't do anything.
Hold on.
Nardo, just let them do what they gonna do. Let them do what they gonna do.
I'm not resisting. Why you doing all that?
Nardo, can I
Why you
please
doing
come
all
to
that,
myself
man?
and tell him
I'm not even
I'm just
resisting.
trying to calm him down.
Look,
I'm just trying to calm him down. Nardo! Please! Please, can you just go tell him to stop? Nardo!
So wrong. That is so wrong. That is so wrong. That is so wrong.
Please stop. Please
Stop it. They didn't do anything. They were just here eating.
Please stop. I'm trying to help y'all out. Please force like that. No, don't use her.
sit down, man.
You about to sit down. He about to sit down.
I'm finna sit down, man.
Don't do it like that. Sit down.
Stop it! You gave me my taser!
No, don't use force like that.
They're gonna act like they're gonna shoot them for eating pancakes at the IHOP.
Right now!
Are y'all gonna shoot them? Are y'all gonna shoot them for eating pancakes at the IHOP? Y'all gonna shoot them?
Now, please put a handcuff on him. Let's handcuff him, sir. Please.
You see how hard this is?
Back up.
I ain't doing that!
Nardo!
Stop shaking me!
Nardo, stop!
Why you
Nardo,
shaking me?
stop!
Stop it!
Don't hit him! Don't hit him!
Don't hit him!
Don't hit him! Please, don't hit him! Don't record this.
I'm recording
Don't
it.
hit him.
I'm recording the whole thing.
Lawsuit!
Don't hit him. Don't hit him.
Lawsuit!
Don't hit him anymore.
Lawsuit!
And I can't breathe, man.
Don't hit him. You can't breathe.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Don't
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
No need to use force. You can take care of this lady. Don't get. He's gonna need you. He's gonna need you. Okay. He's gonna need you, though. He's gonna need you. Okay. Here. Right. It's not him. Oh, okay.